right, this video is for Carter and Ellie and whoever's watching 8th period. We are on example 3. This is section 7.2. We're still adding and subtracting rational expressions, meaning finding a common denominator, all that good stuff. Example 3 is a little bit different than what we did before just because it's subtraction. And subtraction, you have to be really extra careful. But it's the same thing as addition, so it's not too bad. Just with a minus sign, you've got one little extra thing to be cautious of. What are we going to do first? Any ideas? What shall we do? What do you have to have, by the way? Common denominator. Okay, so let's worry about him. What are we going to do with the denominators first? Let's solve, break them down, right? Okay, so this is a simple trinomial, right? Multiply to get 6, add to get -1, right? Okay, so what do you got? -3, +2. Got it. Okay. All right, let's break down the second one. So 5x plus 10. What can you do with that? Take out a 5. Okay. That's a GCF. X plus 2. Okay. Perfect. All right. Now, I'm going to do the same thing as what I did yesterday when we were adding, except I'm going to do subtraction in between them. So I have my two fractions. And then I'm going to put my least common multiple or my common denominator on the bottom. I know that I need an x minus 3, so I'm going to put an x minus 3 here. I know that I also need an x plus 2, so I'm going to put an x plus 2 here. What else do I need? I need a 5. I jump over to this one, and I need a 5. I'm going to put the 5 in the front, okay? And I know I need an x plus 2, but he's already right here, so I don't need to write him twice. So those are all three of the pieces, all three of the pieces that I need. Does that make sense? I'm going to copy them over to this side. So 5, x minus 3, x plus 2. Yeah? Good? Happy with this? Okay, let's recopy the top part. So I have x minus 1. I'm going to put him in parentheses just because we're going to end up multiplying him by something. So put him in parentheses. The 4 is there. And now we have to figure out what he needs, right? Okay, so looking at this bottom right here, what is he missing that he doesn't already have? He needs a 5, right? You see that? He doesn't have a 5 down here. So we got to multiply him by 5. Okay? Now let's hop over to the 4. Look at his bottom. 5 and x plus 2. What does he not have? He does not have an x minus 3, so we need to get an x minus 3 there. Okay? All right? Now, here's the only weird thing that you need to worry about with a negative. Okay, well, like with a minus. Here's what I want you to do. Ready? Blink and you miss it. Ready? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to switch this minus to a plus and bump the negative up with the 4. Okay? Change that minus to a plus, bump the negative up with the 4. That way, when you multiply the 4 through, the negative goes with it, right? Because do you remember before when we were subtracting, you would have to distribute the negative, right? Through. If you were subtracting something, you'd have to distribute the negative through the parentheses. This, putting the negative with the 4 allows you to distribute that negative through, okay? So, if we do that, we get negative 4x, and then what? Plus 12 is what he will become, okay? Let's do this guy over here, so let's distribute the 5 through. That's 5x and then minus 5. Okay, and then we're just going to combine these things, okay? So we've got those 4 pieces at the top, and I've got x's that I can put together. I've got numbers I can put together. So I have 5x and minus 4x, which will be 1x or just x, and then negative 5 and 12, positive 7. And then my bottom is all of that junk, and we don't need to multiply them back together, and that is all, right? Not too much different than what we were doing yesterday, right? Except you have to be careful of the minus. So I lumped the minus up with the number that he has there. Does that make sense? Good? All right, let's do one of these problems on the back side. We'll just do example 4 and we'll skip example 5. Let's do this one. We've got some weird, messy stuff going on here. Man, oh man. So we've got this stuff right here, this top part. And then what does this mean? We're dividing now again. That's kind of odd, okay? But then we've got this bottom stuff, that's what we're dividing by, okay? The top stuff, if we look at these two pieces, you're adding those. Oh, man, we got a mess, okay? You're adding those guys. So let's go ahead and let's put 1 plus 1 over x, and let's put those together, okay? 1 plus 1 over x. We're just going to work the top part, okay? 1 plus 1 over x. All right, what is 1 as a fraction? 1 over 1. Okay, now if I find a common denominator there, what's my denominator going to be between 1 and x? X is going to be my denominator, right? So x and then x, okay? All right, looking at the 1 going from 1 to x, what does he need? He needs an x, so we're going to take the top times an x, okay? What about this one? What does he need? Nothing, so we just leave it as a 1, all right? So if I simplify this, this guy will be what? X plus 1 over x, right? X plus 1 is this guy right here, plus 1 over x, okay? So this top part is x plus 1 over x, all right? Divided by, now let's work the other side. Are we doing okay so far? Are we confused? 1 minus x over y. Okay, we're going to work that bottom and then we're going to simplify. Okay, I'm working this bottom. All right, this one I'm going to make into a fraction also, 1 over 1. Okay, what's my common denominator going to be? Y, right? So I have y and then y. Okay, what does he have that he not have that he needs? He needs a y, right? The 1 and the y, 1 compared to y, he needs a y, right? Okay, what about this one? What does he need? Y. No, he needs nothing. He needs nothing. He really, okay, so Katie said 1. That is true. He needs a 1, really. But if you take him times 1, he doesn't do anything. So if you want to multiply him by 1, that's totally legit. You can do that, okay? All right, so let's simplify the top. 1y minus x. Do you see that? So y minus x, because the ones don't do anything. And then what's the bottom? Y. Oh, man, oh, man. All right, so y minus x over y, that's what he is. Okay? Oh, man. Dang. Dang. Okay, now how do I do this? We're not done yet. What? What does this thing mean? Divide. How do you take a fraction and divide by a fraction? Keep, flip, flip. Okay, so the part that I keep is the x plus 1 over x. And the part that I flip to multiply, I'm going to make it a dot instead of an x because we have x's already. So times, this is going to be y over y minus x. Okay, then we try to cancel things. What can I cancel? No. Can I cancel this x with this one? No. Can I cancel this y with this one? Can I cancel these two? No. Can I cancel these two? No. So how do I write the answer then? Multiply the tops. Okay, how do I multiply the tops? You want to actually multiply him through? You want to do that? We can multiply him through. Okay, what's x times y? xy plus y over, multiply the x through, xy plus, no, minus, it'll be minus, x squared. Can these cancel? No. That's very tempting, though. That's it. Okay, that was a really hard one. That had division and combining like terms and all that stuff together. I will not give you ones like that, but that just kind of tested how well we can do with these. On your homework. So that's it for notes. Woo-woo! On your homework assignment is 2. You should have done 1 through 10 already, yeah? Okay? Starting with 11, do just the odds. So 11, you can skip 12, and then 13, 15, 17, 19, and 21. So just do that column and not the other side. Okay? Good? All right, so that is 6 homework problems. You got lots of time. And some of these are not too bad. Should we go through and label which ones are trapped and which ones are not trapped? No? We're good, okay? You want to do one? Pick one. What you got? 13? 15. 15? 15's a good one. Okay, 15. All right, we have this minus sign, but it's not, I mean, we're going to deal with the minus sign here in a minute. We have to find a common denominator. W minus 3. He's simplified. He can't do anything with that, right? What about W squared minus 9? Difference of squares, right? We can break him down, okay? So, W squared minus 9 is W minus 3, W plus 3. Okay, so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to write out my two pieces, okay? And write out my common denominator. Okay, so we know we need, in our denominator, we need a W minus 3, right? So I'm going to put W minus 3. Okay, we know we need a W minus 3, but we already have one already. So the only other thing that I need is a W plus 3. Happy with that? That's my common denominator, W minus 3, W plus 3. Okay, all right, now I have 3's on the top. 3's and 3's, and now we're going to write what he needs.
Wait, why is that W plus
What? And the left one, because we're writing out what our common denominator would be,
Oh,
right?
right.
Yep, common denominator would be W plus 3, W minus 3. Okay, so looking from this guy to this guy, what is he missing? What does he not have? He needs a W plus 3, right? Because if I would lop those off, then I would be back to starting, right? Okay, so he needs a W plus 3. What about the right side one? What does he need? Like from here to here, what does he need?
No.
Nothing, right? Okay, if you want to multiply him by 1, you sure can, but he doesn't really need anything. So I'm going to change this to a plus, and that to a negative 3, just so we don't forget that he's a negative 3. And then what do we do now? Distribute this 3, okay? So that makes 3W plus 9, right? And then really minus 3 is over here, okay? So don't forget about him. And let's put stuff together. So on the top, we've got 3W plus 6. If we take 9 minus 3, that's 6. And on the bottom, just our two pieces, W minus 3, W plus 3. He's all done. Okay? Good? That's all. All right? Good, good? You're still studying it. Tate, are you doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to stop the video. You guys keep working. I'll run around like normal and check anything that you want me to.